Learn Gujarati business terms, reputational risk too.
જોખમ.
Welcome to today's Gujarati business adventure. Hey, you're about to learn some seriously smart vocabulary without sounding like a sleepy textbook. We'll make these big ideas fun, memorable, and easy to say out loud. Welcome to the office of glorious confusion, where coffee is weak, opinions are strong, and every meeting somehow becomes a drama. Today you will learn how to say reputational risk as,
પ્રતિષ્ઠા જોખમ.
conflict of interest as,
હિત સંઘર્ષ.
incentive structure as,
પ્રોત્સાહન માળખું.
goal conflict as,
લક્ષ્ય સંઘર્ષ.
trade-off as,
સમજૂતી આધારિત આપલે.
path dependence as,
માર્ગ નિર્ભરતા.
lock-in effect as,
લોક-ઇન અસર.
and systemic risk as.
રણ આલર્ટ જોખમ.
Yes, these are big words. No, you do not need a necktie to learn them. The meeting that should have been an email. Let's throw you into a chaotic office scene, because vocabulary sticks better when people are panicking politely. Listen for the Gujarati key terms. The manager burst into the room and said, "Team, we have a problem." The intern whispered, "Is it the printer again?" Worse, said the manager. The company is facing
પ્રતિષ્ઠા જોખમ.
one embarrassing social media post and our shiny image now looks like a cracked teacup. Then the legal advisor coughed dramatically and added, "Also, there may be a
હિત સંઘર્ષ.
Quote. Everyone went silent. Even the office plant looked uncomfortable. Why? Asked the intern. Because the person approving the contract is cousins, neighbors, and apparently yoga partners with the supplier. The HR lead stood up and said, "Honestly, our
પ્રોત્સાહન માળખું.
is part of the problem. We reward speed, not care. So people rush, mistakes happen, and then we all pretend to be surprised." The operations chief nodded. Exactly. We have a
લક્ષ્ય સંઘર્ષ.
between doing things fast and doing them well. The finance officer sighed. Classic.
સમજૂતી આધારિત આપલે.
If we cut costs, quality drops. If we improve quality, costs rise. If we do both, the spreadsheet faints. Then the oldest employee in the room said, "And don't forget.
માર્ગ નિર્ભરતા.
We keep using this ancient system because we started using it years ago. Nobody likes it, but everyone knows where the weird buttons are." The tech lead added, "That creates
લોક-ઇન અસર.
once all our files, tools, and habits are inside one system, switching becomes painful." Finally the risk analyst stood up, looked at the charts, and said, "If this spreads beyond our company and affects partners, lenders, and clients, we may be looking at
રણ આલર્ટ જોખમ.
Quote. The intern blinked and said, "So, it really was worse than the printer?" Quick meaning drill. Now let's slow the chaos down and make each term crystal clear. Repeat them with confidence, even if you feel like a very educated parrot. Reputational risk is damage to public trust or image. In Gujarati, say.
પ્રતિષ્ઠા જોખમ.
Example. After the scandal, the company feared.
પ્રતિષ્ઠા જોખમ.
Conflict of interest is when duty and personal benefit collide. In Gujarati, say.
હિત સંઘર્ષ.
Example. The auditor stepped back because of a
હિત સંઘર્ષ.
incentive structure is the system of rewards that shapes behavior. In Gujarati, say.
પ્રોત્સાહન માળખું.
Example. A fair
પ્રોત્સાહન માળખું.
can improve teamwork. Goal conflict means two goals pull in different directions. In Gujarati, say.
લક્ષ્ય સંઘર્ષ.
Example. There is
લક્ષ્ય સંઘર્ષ.
between speed and safety. Trade-off means gaining one thing while giving up another. In Gujarati, say.
સમજૂતી આધારિત આપલે.
Example. Cheap and perfect rarely come together, usually there is
સમજૂતી આધારિત આપલે.
path dependence means early choices shape later choices. In Gujarati, say.
मार्ग निर्भरता.
Example. The old keyboard layout survives because of.
मार्ग निर्भरता.
Lock-in effect means people stay with a system because switching is hard. In Gujarati, say.
लोक-इन असर.
Example. The software keeps users through.
लोक-इन असर.
Systemic risk means danger to the whole system, not just one part. In Gujarati, say.
रण अलर्ट जोखम.
Example. A banking collapse can create.
रण अलर्ट जोखम.
Tiny dialogue theater. Time for mini dialogues. Imagine a stage, a spotlight, and several people who should absolutely not be left unsupervised in a boardroom. Manager. What worries us after the scandal? Analyst.
प्रतिष्ठा जोखम.
Quote. Judge. Why can't I decide this case? Clerk. Because of.
हित संघर्ष.
Quote. HR lead. What do we need to reward cooperation? Consultant. A better.
प्रोत्साहन माळखू.
Quote. Project manager. Why is this decision so hard? Team member. Because there is.
लक्ष्य संघर्ष.
Quote. Engineer. Why is the cheaper version slower? Designer. That is the.
समजुती आधारित आपले.
Quote. Employee. Why do we still use this prehistoric software? IT admin.
मार्ग निर्भरता.
And also fear. User. Why don't customers leave the platform? Analyst.
लोक-इन असर.
Their data is packed tighter than vacation luggage. Reporter. Is this just one company's problem? Economist. No, this could become.
रण अलर्ट जोखम.
Quote. Memory tricks that actually stick. Let's make these words unforgettable. The weirder the image, the better your brain behaves. Picture a golden trophy cracking in public. That image helps you remember.
प्रतिष्ठा जोखम.
Imagine one person being pulled by two briefcases in opposite directions. That is.
हित संघर्ष.
See a reward staircase in an office. That structure of bonuses is.
प्रोत्साहन माळखू.
Imagine two arrows fighting over where to go. That is.
लक्ष्य संघर्ष.
Visualize a seesaw with quality on one side and cost on the other. That is.
समजुती आधारित आपले.
See deep wagon tracks in mud that force every wheel the same way. That is.
मार्ग निर्भरता.
Picture a velvet cage made of apps, passwords, and subscriptions. That is.
लोक-इन असर.
Imagine dominoes across an entire city. One falls, then all shake. That is.
रण अलर्ट जोखम.
Fast quiz, no panic. You've got this. Answer in your head, out loud, or with the dramatic confidence of someone who absolutely did study. What is the Gujarati for reputational risk?
प्रतिष्ठा जोखम.
What is the Gujarati for conflict of interest?
हित संघर्ष.
What is the Gujarati for incentive structure?
प्रोत्साहन माळखू.
What is the Gujarati for goal conflict?
लक्ष्य संघर्ष.
What is the Gujarati for trade-off?
समजुती आधारित आपले.
What is the Gujarati for path dependence?
मार्ग निर्भरता.
What is the Gujarati for lock-in effect?
लोक-इन असर.
What is the Gujarati for systemic risk?
रण अलर्ट जोखम.
Your final challenge. Now use the words together like a pro. If you can follow this summary, you are doing wonderfully. Here is your challenge sentence world. A company with a bad
प्रोत्साहन माळखू.
may reward speed over care, creating
लक्ष्य संघर्ष.
and a painful
समजुती आधारित आपले.
between quality and profit. If leaders ignore ethics,
हित संघर्ष.
can appear and then
प्रतिष्ठा जोखम.
grows. If the company keeps following old decisions because of,
मार्ग निर्भरता.
it may become trapped by,
लोक-इन असर.
and if the trouble spreads across the wider network, markets may face
રણ આ લગત જોખમ.
Congratulations, you just sounded like a bilingual strategy consultant. Thanks and keep practicing. Nice work today. You learned heavy vocabulary with a light touch, which is honestly the best kind of learning. Thank you for learning with me today. Keep practicing these Gujarati terms out loud.
પ્રતિષ્ઠા જોખમ, હિત સંઘર્ષ, પ્રોત્સાહન માળખું, લક્ષ્ય સંઘર્ષ, સમજૂતી આધારિત આપલે, માર્ગ નિર્ભરતા, લોકીન અસર,
And
રણ આ લગત જોખમ.
the more you repeat them, the more natural they will feel. Thanks for listening, keep practicing, and come back soon for more English to Gujarati learning.